With my videos, I'm really just trying to show you how I train the horses and what fun it can be. You know, I'm an old girl, I'm not in my youth, and this is an old boy, so we're having fun together. I normally train horses that have got problems, so this is real sort of joy for me because he's pretty relaxed, and so I can just think about the training. And as you can see here, he's really struggling with the turn to the right, so he can do sort of part of the circle, but he's not quite understanding to come round on the whole circle. So when he gets it wrong, I don't sort of get too upset about it. I just stop him, correct him, reward him, and then try again. And as you can see over in the next part, he manages to understand it. So I retrain horses as well, so it's not just horses, you know, I'm not just sort of mucking around. I do actually take in horses with problems, and I found over the years that in actual fact the less equipment you put on them, the less sort of fight you have with them, because it's generally the equipment that's causing, not the equipment that's causing the problem, but it's because we're asking them to do stuff and they resist against the equipment when we're asking them to do stuff if they're not quite sure what you want them to do and things like that. So this is Woody, he's 16, so he's cool and dandy and lovely. And then this is Ruby, who I think is about 5, and she has just got in a bit of a muddle about life, and she was getting very upset and grinding her teeth very badly. She's meant to be a show jumper, but she wasn't really enjoying the jumping. She'd been ridden for about a year, and some days she'd go out and jump, and some days she wouldn't even walk over a pole on the ground. So I've actually taken a month training her before this video here, and this is the very first time I have sat on her. She has been ridden before, and she was very apt to sort of be conflicted. If I ask her to do something, she doesn't understand it, she'll sort of behave erratically. So by taking all the equipment off, I can't get tough on her in any way, and I can't use equipment to get her to do what I want her to do. I have to get her very, very calm and very happy, and to be obliging to me. So she has made a massive change here. I had spent a month without putting any equipment on her at all, and I had the head collar on. I'd done a tiny bit that day with the head collar. I'd long reined her, lunged her, and ridden her with the head collar that you can see on the floor. And then I'd taken all that off, and yeah, this is my very first go with no equipment at all. And she's a very clever, very sort of attentive horse. She doesn't want to get it wrong. She certainly doesn't want me to put pressure on her. So, and it's very easy to put too much pressure on them and not realize it, because all you've got is a head collar on and you're pulling the head collar. Well, for her, even pulling the head collar is something that she will fight back against. So I want to get her to really understand her work first, and then I'll start adding the equipment. But that was just a bit of an interim because of my videos here with Woody. You might think I'm just playing around with an old horse, which I am, but I use it with problem horses as well. And in this video I'm practicing my rein back, and for him I'm using some mane. So I'm using pressure and negative reinforcement by tugging on his mane, and then when he goes backwards I'm rewarding him. I don't always use that method. Sometimes I use different things to get them to go backwards, but for him that's what I found sort of the best. Now here you can see he doesn't really want to canter. This is his stiffer rein, and he is a bit of an old horse, but I find the more I push him, the more I have to push him. Whilst as well, if I ride him really light, then he's very responsive. He wasn't terribly responsive in that strike off, and I think that's because I put too much pressure on him. So I think I then start lightening my aids, and as you can see he's very, very responsive. He is a bit upside down in his posture, and I do want to address that, and I do address that a little bit in the next video, but we've just got to do things one step at a time. The other thing for me when I'm training them is I don't want to train them with a neck strap, because a neck strap, you're just doing the same thing. You're putting pressure on. If you're using a neck strap, and I'm not against using a neck strap, but for me personally, when I train them, I want to be able to stop them without using a neck strap. I want to be able to turn them without using a neck strap. As you can see here, I just use my hand on his neck. And again, for some other horses, I don't necessarily use my hand on my neck. I might just use weight. It just really depends on the horse and where the horse is taking me. And with Woody, he hasn't got a problem. He's a lovely old horse, so we're just having fun. And so I'm taking his lead. If he doesn't understand something, I'll try it a different way. So the next so in this video, really what I've been doing is the rein back and the change of rein, because the last video we couldn't really canter right very well, and as you can see now I've got a bit more steerage because I just want to progress him so that I can do more and more things with him. And as you can see, he's much lighter off the leg. So I just really want people to open up to different types of training, and I just love horses, and it's just really fun training. So there, as you can see, I get off and I tell him well done, and I give him some food, tell him he's very clever, and I never train them for more than about 10 minutes. I mean, really 10 minutes max if I'm in an arena. So this is just oiling my wheels, making sure I've got some proper control in a big area, because what I want to do is get him out and hacking. And in actual fact, the turning in some ways is easy. It's the straight lines with him that sometimes I find difficult. So there I'm doing a flying change, I'm turning, I'm going to do a figure of 8, and I do miss it a bit because you can't see it because I've got a pivot and it doesn't jolly work as well as you'd like. So there we've changed rein, and now this is the big thing. So on the last video I did with him on YouTube, I found it very difficult to follow a straight line. So after doing this figure of 8, I've asked him to go straight, and he's done that brilliantly. And then we're going to do a woe, and his woes have got much better. That's a bit slower than the last bit, and then we want the rein back. So those are the things I want: steerage, stop, rein back, and then we're going to take him for a hack. So the next part of the video is his first ever proper hack out and about, and I really hope you enjoy it. The video you're about to see of me hacking Woody is, really not particularly well filmed. The sound is a bit dodgy as well. I'm sorry about that, and I really don't know what I'm doing when I'm editing it. I really hope I'm going to get better at that, but I just wanted you to see it sort of fresh and how it is. And my daughter was just around, which was so nice because she'd finished her A-levels, so she took me out for a ride, but I don't often have that opportunity, and I wasn't very well prepared for the filming. Woody, come on, come on, Woodwards. He said I left him out to get cold last night. I'm not sure if he wants to come. He definitely knows I'm calling him. He looked round at me, he's got his ear on me. But his decision is not to come. Woodward, come on! Woody! Says I am going to come, I just need a bit of a cup of coffee, get myself in order, and then I'm coming. Thanks, darling. So he's licking and chewing, yawning. What does that mean? Does that mean I've turned up and it's caused him stress, or is it just he's having a yawn because he's been lying down? Woodward! Come, lad. Woody! So when I came to him last night, he came trotting across the field because it was a bit miserable out. He's like, I don't know. Come on, darling. Having a scratch. So are these all feelings of not sure if I actually want to come, but I'm going to? Never been difficult to catch. And the only time I think I've only ridden him once with a bridle on. I do use him to go away from hurdle, so that's good. He's with me. I am using. Okay, then we'll go riding with my little girl, Lovely, and her horse, Quinn, who was jumping brilliantly and then had a bit of a hiccup in a lesson. He was a horse that was a bolting horse, and so I hope he doesn't bolt because we haven't got a bridle on. And then we got the doggies. And so I'm just going to practice a woe. You don't woe until he's woed, yeah? Ow. So I haven't got any woe at the moment because he's just cruising with this horse. So we're just going to see whether I can woe. Oh, good. And I'm going to back him up a stride before I will reward him because I really want to get that woe really back. So I'm just putting my hand on his hair and I'm pulling because that's how I've taught him. Good. And he responded. So I'm really just looking for response while we're going along nicely like this. So I've got a car behind. So we're going to get in here. And we've got a horse on the side. So my biggest thing is all the grass. Ow. So I can't stop, so he's not on me, a bit like earlier. Ow. I don't really want to use my neck strap. Oh. Good. Now I want to back up before I don't do that. Wait, I'm going to have to go for the strap now. Whoa. Good. And then just do one without the strap. Good. So at the moment he's not listening to me at all. Right, let's turn right, shall we? Try it out with breath and a woe. Ow. Good. And then I'm just going to do a rein back. Wait, don't do that. Thank you. Yeah. Where are we trotting to? The top? We've got the car behind us, so we're going to trot all the way to the top. We've got the car behind us, so we're going to trot all the way to the top. I have got a gimbal, which I think I should use. I'm just not tacky enough. This would all be smooth. Then we're going to walk. So my walk was good. He started coming down before Loved Up. Which side are we going? I'm just using my leg, and obviously he's got the draw of the horse. Oh, hi.
That's different.
Oh,
There's no steering or what?
I have got some. Yeah, look, I can go backwards.
There's no steering on that horse.
I can't go backwards. I can. Good.
I can't even get through the front. Like the video is so bad.
I was going to keep walking. My hands are up here, and I'm just going to see if I can woe. I walk. Good lad. So he's woed, even though the other horse is walking on. Good. Now we're gonna come on. So now he's just stopping for a bit of cow parsley, which is sort of okay. Perfect. Catch up. So that's nice. Then I might do a rein back when I get to Loved Up. Don't say hello to him. He's quite wanting to say hello to Bear's good. And then walk. Good. And then just do a rate. Get your head straight. Good. Really good. So that was a really reactive rainback. Thank you. So I think this is where I meant to talk profound things, so I haven't really got profound things to say. Love that one, lovely Quinn, who we love. Not meant to eat. Windy. So this is going to be my first attempt at cantering in the field. The tram lines look good. It's really easy to tram lines on horse. So we'll see how it goes. It's lovely looking after me. And Quinn's up here, so hopefully he'll feel protected by Quinn being here. So here I am having a really lovely time with Woody. First time out in a field. Only been training him to go rainless. I think it was something like 8 hours I put into him here. It might have only been 6. And it's just great. I feel safe. I'm having fun. And I want to get this type of training out to a wider audience. I've started these online courses. You can go to the link below to my website and sign up. It's aimed at people who've either got a real problem and nobody can solve it, or nobody seems to be able to help you solve it. You want to improve the way your horse feels about the things. You want to understand a bit more about your horse's thresholds, because it's all about training out under threshold. So when your horse isn't anxious, and the training we do, a lot of it is loose at the beginning, so your horse can vote with his feet and decide whether he likes what you're doing or he doesn't, and then we can work on trying to encourage him to enjoy what you enjoy doing. So I really hope that I can help people, and I think I can. I used to be a high pressure trainer, and it got to the stage where I got more and more difficult horses, and I would have had to be really hard on them, and quite honestly I didn't have it in me to be as hard as I'd have to be just using pressure to get them to do what I wanted them to do. So from that I started developing a sort of system I use, using positive reinforcement. I still use negative reinforcement, I still use pressure, but I am much more understanding of my horse's anxiety, so I keep it under a threshold of anxiety when I use negative or pressure.